Okay, so let's begin the session here, guys, everyone. So let's start here. So, guys, as already you know, the Azure data engineering, let me just brush it up once before we move further. So, guys, the Azure data engineering. So, when you talk about the Azure data engineering, guys, so basically, Azure is nothing but what, guys? The name used by the Microsoft. Azure is nothing but the name used by the Microsoft, and then you have the data, guys. Data is nothing but the information we have it. Okay, information. And now engineering is nothing but application of techniques on the data by using the Microsoft Azure. That is nothing but application of techniques on the data by using the Microsoft Azure. Is called as what, guys? Azure data engineering. So as you know, the Azure data engineering is a bunch of cloud services, guys. It's a bunch of cloud services. So guys, the Azure data engineering is nothing but the bunch of cloud services. It's a bunch of cloud services, and using these services, guys, we can perform the following tasks. What are the tasks we have it, guys? We can perform the, yes, guys, data migration. Then we have the data integration, data migration, data integration. Then we have the data summarization, data migration, data integration, data summarization, and then we have the data visualization, data migration, data integration, data summarization, and the data visualization. So these are all the, guys, these are all the techniques we have it here, guys. These are all the jobs we can perform it by using the Azure data engineering. So as we have seen yesterday, guys, the whole story starts from what is that, guys? Data. That is called as what? Accumulation of data. Then we can say what's it, guys? So data source. So what are the data sources? We have it from where we can get the data, guys. We can say the following are the sources from where we can get the data, the guys. What is it? The first one is the social networking sites. Social networking sites. Okay. The first one is the social networking sites. The first one is the social networking sites. And then we have the data we get it from the banking applications. Banking applications, social networking sites, banking applications. Okay, guys, we can get the data from the social networking sites, banking applications, and then we have the live streaming process. So live streaming process, we can get the data from the social networking sites, banking applications, live streaming process, and then we can also get the data from the human generated or the machine generated. Human generated or the machine generated data, guys. We can get the data from the, yes, guys, social networking sites, banking applications, live streaming process, human generated, and the machine generated, and many more, guys. Okay. And also from the IoT sensors, guys. These are all the various sources from where we can expect the data here for the, yes, guys, for the Azure data engineer. There is nothing can expect the data from the following source. So when we talk about these sources, guys, these all sources are nothing but it is called as what, guys? These are called as what? Big data. It is called as what, guys? The data from which, that is the data we received from these all sources is called as what, guys? Big data. Is called as what? Big data. So what do you mean big data, guys? Big data is nothing but it is the major source of getting the, that is the big data is nothing but the actual data which is needed for the data engineer to work on. That is called as big data, and big data we received from all the sources of data, and this is classified into what's it, guys? Structured data, structured data, And the second one we can say, guys, semi-structured data. And the third one we can say, guys, unstructured data. Structured data, semi-structured data, and the unstructured data. So these are all the three sources of getting the data, guys. Okay, what's it? Structured, semi-structured, and the unstructured. Structured, semi-structured, and the unstructured. As you already know, the structured data is nothing but, guys, the data which we get it in the form of, what's it, guys, tables. That is the collection of, what is it, guys, rows and columns. And now the next one you have it as what, guys? We get the data from the structured data, that is in the form of what? Rows and columns. And then you have the semi-structured. Semi-structured means what? The data which we get it in the form of a JSON, or the data which we get it in the form of a XML, guys, or the data which we get it in the form of HTML. These all comes under what? Semi-structured data, guys. And then you have what's it, guys? Unstructured. Unstructured means, guys, the photos, then the videos, then you have the chat history. Yeah, all these are called as what, guys? Semi-structured. That is unstructured data. There is no proper structure of data here. So whereas the data engineer will be responsible for what, guys? The data engineer will be responsible for the following. What is that, guys? The data engineer will be responsible for the following: conversion of, yes, guys, conversion of unstructured data towards that, guys, semi-structured. Then we have the semi-structured data towards it, guys, structured. So while conversion of this data into these all formats, that is conversion of structured data to the semi-structured and semi-structured towards it, guys, that is a conversion of that is unstructured to the semi-structured, semi-structured to the structured data, guys. What we can do, guys, we can store this data into the Azure storages. Into what's it, guys? Azure storages. So what are the Azure storages we have it? So we can say, guys, altogether we have, what is it, 90 plus storages. How many? 90 plus storages in the Azure here, guys. 90 plus. Those are the first one. We can say it as what, guys? Azure Blob Storage. Where the Azure Blob Storage is nothing but it is the basic storage of Azure, which can store the data in the following forms. What is it, guys? It can store the any kind of a data here. That is nothing but structured data. It can be. It can store the structured data. It can store the semi-structured data, guys. And it can also store the unstructured data. So we can store what's it, guys? Structured data, semi-structured data, and as well as the unstructured data. So these are all the, so this is nothing but what? Limited storage. It is what? Limited storage. What is that? Limited storage. The next one, guys. Then we have what's it? Azure Data Lake Gen 2. So guys, the Gen 2 is the another advanced storage provided by the Azure. Okay, guys, provided by the Azure, wherein you have what's it, guys? Wherein you have the following. What is that? Here also we can store all kind of data, structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. All the categories of data we can store it here. But this is in what, guys? Unlimited form. That means you can store the data up to whatever the extent you want. Unlimited storage. And the third one is called as what is it, guys? Azure SQL database. So Azure SQL database means what? Using of SQL database onto the cloud is called as what? Azure SQL database. So when you have the Azure SQL database, that means what, guys? We can store here, guys. We can store the Only structured data. Semi-structured and unstructured is not supported by the Azure SQL database. So we can store the structured data that is in the form of a table, and table is in the form of what is it, guys? Rows and columns. That's the next one, guys. Then you have what's it, guys? Azure Cosmos DB. So what do you mean Cosmos DB, guys? Cosmos DB is the another database or another database which is called as what? NoSQL database, which is called as what, guys? NoSQL database. And as this is the NoSQL database, guys, we can store what's it, guys? Structured and the semi-structured is supported. But unstructured is not supported here. Structured and the semi-structured is supported here. Okay. Structured and the semi-structured is supported here. Structured and the semi-structured is supported here. Then the next one is what's it, guys? Azure. You have the MongoDB also. So MongoDB is also called as what, guys? Everyone. The MongoDB is also called as what? NoSQL database. Hence, sorry. Hence, it can store the following, guys. That means it can store the structured and the semi-structured. Both the forms of data, it can store it here, guys. Okay. Then the next one you have it as what, guys? Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics is nothing but what, guys? Azure Synapse Analytics is the Azure Synapse Analytics is nothing but, guys, what is the Azure Synapse Analytics? Azure Synapse Analytics is nothing but this is the data warehouse of Azure where it can store only the structured data. So what is data warehouse? It's the final layer of the data. Am I right? It's the final layer of the data wherein the data is stored at the final layer. So hence we can say, guys, structured data is only supported here, guys. And the seventh one, what's it, guys? You have it. Azure Synapse Analytics is the next one. And then you have what's it, guys? Apart from this, Azure Virtual Machine. So virtual machine, guys, can be guys, a virtual machine can be built upon what's it, guys? File system. File system. It can be built upon the ARM premises, SQL Server. ARM premises SQL Server. Okay, guys, we can build upon what? ARM premises SQL Server, file system, etc. All these are called as what, guys? Or these are all the storages we have it. So likewise, guys, you have 90 plus storages. So how to view them? So guys, first of all, we'll see how to log into the Azure. So use the azure.com here, everyone. Use the azure.com, then use it here. After that, you will have to fill the required data, such as your name, mail ID, your bank details, etc., etc. All has to be shared with them. Then finally, once the subscription is created, you will be rerouted back to the portal.azure.com. This is the final one. Okay. So from here you will be working. So let's try to build here today. So let's go ahead here, guys. I'm taking the browser here, everyone. So let's use it here, guys, everyone. Azure.com. Use the Azure.com. Here, use the Azure.com, guys, everyone. This is the Azure.com, guys, everyone. Can you see here? This is called as the Azure.com. Now, then afterwards, can you see you have two models here? Get started with Azure. And once you click on the get started with Azure, you have two models. Try Azure for free and pay as you go model. Pay as you go model means what? From the day one, you will have to pay the cost, guys. From the day one, you will have to pay the cost. Okay. From the day one, you will have to pay the cost, guys. From the day one, you will have to pay the cost. So instead of that, you can try Azure for free here. Okay. What does it? Start fast with 12 months of free access to Azure Compute plus storage, networking, and AI tools. So just click on the try Azure for free. Now it will ask you for your mail ID, etc. but mine is already registered, so it will drive me back to the same. You can see here, it says looks like you have already free subscription, go to the subscription. So directly it's rerouting back. If this is not the case, guys, if you are, can you see here, if you are not registered, then you will have there, can you see, you'll get all these information to get started with Azure. Try Azure for free. You have existing subscription, sign in for sign up for the pay as you go model. I'm already using the pay as you go model, hence it's driving me back here. Can you see here, guys? See, if not, you get your mail ID, okay, details, etc., etc. You will be shared. So finally, once all the subscription is created, will be rerouted back to this page. This is called as a portal.azure.com. Here you have all the services, that is called as more services, guys. Okay, you see here, these are all the AI plus machine learning services, 19. Then containers. Containers are also what? One of the storages. So you have 11 storages here. Container storages, container instances, Kubernetes fleet manager, Kubernetes services. Okay. All these are, and then the database, 22 databases. So 11 plus 22, almost all 33 storages you have it, guys, here. Then 33 plus storage is 17. 33 plus 17 is what, guys? 33 plus 17, almost all 50, guys. 50 storages here only. So I said 90, 90 plus storages, no? 50 here only. If you calculate one by one, guys, almost all you will get what's it, 90 plus storages. So from these also you may have many storages. Okay. So these are the things we have it. So guys, here this is the final layer you have it. So you will have to, can you see here? You will have to start the session with this, guys. That is nothing but the azure.com. Now, once this is ready, guys, now I will start up with the services. So the following are the services we have it, guys. So I'm writing it here. Azure services. Azure services. So what are the Azure services we have it, guys? Everyone. The first one we can say it as a ADF, that is called the Azure Data Factory. And then you have the ADB, which stands for the Azure Databricks. Then we have the Synapse, guys. Then we have the service called AI, that is called as the artificial intelligence. See here, everyone. AI. And the next one you have it as what, guys? ADF, ADB, Synapse, AI. Then you have what's it, guys? The next one is what? You can also have the Fabric. See here, everyone. These are all the services we have it, guys. These are all the services. So now, from all these services, we are going to start with the first service, that is called as what, guys? Azure Data Factory as a first service. So I'm using the Azure Data Factory, wherein the Azure Data Factory is nothing but this is called as what, guys? Everyone, ADF. This is called as what, guys? ADF. This is called as what? ADF. So when we talk about the ADF Azure Data Factory, using of the Azure Data Factory, the following are the services we have it, guys. Okay, everyone. The following that is a service I'm using the Azure Data Factory. So to basically know the Azure Data Factory, we must and should know the properties, guys. Properties of Azure Data Factory. So if you know the properties, then you know the whole Azure Data Factory, guys. The first one we can say what's it is pipeline, linked service, pipeline, linked service. Then you have what's it is data sets, pipeline, linked service, data sets. Then you have the next property as what is it guys? Pipeline, linked service, data sets, and then you have the what's it guys? Then you have the mapping data flows. Mapping data flows, and the fifth one is activities. And then you have the next one as what is it guys? We have the service, that is we can say guys triggers. And the seventh property we have it as what guys? Integration. Integration runtime. So these are all the guys properties we have it. So to start with the Azure Data Factory, we must and should know these all seven properties, guys. If you know these seven properties, then we know everything here. Okay, guys, everyone, please respond.
Got it, sir.
So that's it. So now let's start with the pipeline. So I'll give you the one word answers for every this one. Pipeline is nothing but it is used to carry the data from the source to the target. Okay, it is used to carry the data from the source to the target. Source to the target. So this is called as a pipeline. The full name of is called as what? What is it, guys? The full name of the pipeline is called as data pipeline. And then we have the linked service, guys. So what is linked service? It is used to establish the relationship between source storage, ADF, and target storage with ADF. That's it, guys. Then you have the data sets. Data set means amount, guys. It is the pointer to the physical location of the data. And then you have the mapping data flows. What is mapping data flows? These are the actual transformations. These are the actual transformations. These are the actual transformations. These are the actual transformations we use in data factory. That's it, guys. Then the activities. So what are the activities? Actions we perform actions we perform on the data, such as using of if then else, such as using of what's it, guys? If then else, using of if then else, using of the if then else statement, writing of the stored procedures, okay, using of where clause, etc. All these are what? Activities. Then the next one, what's it? You have it, guys? Triggers. These automates the pipeline. These automates the pipeline to run on a schedule. This automates the pipeline to run on a scheduled basis. To run, these automates the pipeline to run on a scheduled basis. That is based on the time, date, based on the time, date, day, year. That's it, guys. Okay, everyone. Then you have that integration runtimes. Every pipeline, every pipeline, when executes, it creates an integration runtime and assigned with a separate run ID. Separate run ID. There are three types of IRs. The first one is called as what? Azure IR. This is also called as what, guys? Auto resolve integration. Auto resolve integration runtime. It's also called as what? Auto resolve integration runtime. The second one is what? Self-hosted IR, which is called as what? Self-hosted integration runtime. Where can you see Azure IR, or you can say this is OR, guys, or auto resolve integration runtime. These both are one or same. It is auto created by the Azure when a pipeline is triggered. Then you have the self-hosted IR. Self-hosted IR, that is nothing but self-hosted integration runtime. So it need to be created by the user when it need to be created by the user, guys, when it need to be created by the user when the transfer of data is between on premises to cloud. On premises to cloud. On premises to cloud, guys. On premises to cloud. It also works for cloud to cloud data transfer. That's it. Okay. Then the next one, guys. We have also, guys, SSIS IR. So what is SSIS IR? SQL Server integration studio. It is IR need to be created when an on-premise script need to be executed on cloud. That's it, guys. So these are all the, can you see here? These are all the properties of the data factory, everyone. These are all the properties of the data factory, guys. Okay. On premises is the local system. Local system. Local system. This is my local PC now. See, on-premise is nothing but here I can say the local system. Local system in the sense, see, your mobile phone is your on-premises. If you store the data on the Google Drive, your Google Drive will be cloud now. So that is called as on-premise. That is called as on-premises. Okay. Anyways, I'll explain you all these points with an examples. Okay. So need not worry on this. Okay. You need not worry. All these are the just notes I have given you today. I'll explain you before we start the practicals tomorrow. From tomorrow, we'll start the practicals, guys. So that's it. And tomorrow there will be a paid link. So just get it registered as soon as possible. So tomorrow 9 a.m. we'll have the session and we'll see the each, I'll explain you what is pipeline, what is link service, how does it works, what is data sets, what is mapping data flows, activities, triggers, integration, runtime. I'll explain you all of them. And then we will start with the practicals also tomorrow. The first case study we'll see tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. That's it, guys. If you have any doubt, meanwhile, you can get in touch with me. I've already given you my number. So if you want, I can post you once again my number also. This is my direct number, guys. And apart from this, if you want to see some more videos, these are some sample videos. You have it in my YouTube channel @ the Cloud Innovatives. And that's it, guys. And if you want, that's it, guys. And even the website, we have it. the cloud innovatives.com. That's right, guys. Okay. So just call me up. I'll give you all the drive access, everything will be given to you as soon as you get it registered, guys. So if you have any doubt, please get in touch with me. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll start at 9 a.m. guys. That's it. Okay. Thank you everyone for attending the session. Yeah, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Yeah, tell
Sir,
me, Chetan.
yes, sir. So by tomorrow we have to register, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow I'll
Okay.
send you the link. I'll send you the
Okay.
paid link tomorrow. For those who have made the payments, I'll send you the paid link by today evening. Okay. So
Sure.
all of you
Sure.
just those who have already paid, just ignore it. Those who have
Okay.
not paid, I'll send you the links. Okay.
Okay.
Once you make the payment, I'll send you the link, guys, so that you can join for the tomorrow's session. Okay. Thank you.